total solar eclipse, lunar eclipse.
Yeah, we're doing with the solar eclipse here. It's our last new moon ceremony for 2020, and what a year it has been. We are grateful that you are here with us, tuning in, and hope that even if you're watching the replay, you're giving yourself some time to just reflect and to set some intentions for the upcoming year and the holiday season, and you're finding yourself some healing, because I know this has been a crazy roller coaster of a year and a month and a week and even a day for me and so many people that I've been working with. And it's a really important time to really just kind of settle in and reflect and release. Good time for release.
Yeah. We're coming up to the end of the year here, and you know, it's a good time to finish up old things and then, you know, get ready for the new things, and releasing is part of that. So excited to be here and able to do some releasing.
Definitely. And we're looking forward to doing things a little differently in 2021. Hopefully we'll be able to do some of these adventures, these moon adventures with you via Zoom, so that you can participate in the ceremony in a more interactive way. But this was just kind of one that we wanted to keep so short and simple. We know everybody's really busy. There's a lot going on, and sometimes finding time for yourself is hard. So give yourself some time, and we're gonna, like I said, keep it short and simple. We got a nice little meditation for you. I'm probably going to just stick to a main general read unless someone out there really needs a personal reading. You can make a donation to bringmetolife.com. There's a little donation spot at bringmetolife.com/moon, or you can reach out to one of us, and I'll also be doing some private readings if you want to hop on my schedule. Just hit me up at Shantastic Shine in most places. And before we dive into the music, I did want to share the little moonology for the solar eclipse today, because I thought it was pretty powerful information. And our friend BP gave us a good kind of review of the energy that's happening in our last Bring Me to Life podcast. If you want to check that out, you can check the energy report there with BP. But what Moonology has to say about the solar eclipse in Sagittarius is, one of the big things is everyone is feeling this need to get away or travel. And right now that can be really hard with everything going on. So it says, if you can't do that, do whatever else represents freedom to you, because a lot of people may be feeling trapped. And doing something that helps you feel free is one of the most important things that you can do. And it's one of the biggest feelings that you can expect coming up, is this feeling of wanting to expand and explore and to get out of the norm. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here too. It also says that you may just be feeling hemmed up by life, and it's okay to feel the need to want to get away from it all. The power of this new moon is pretty intense in the freedom, in the wandering energy, and it's okay to have those feelings. It also says Sagittarius is the sign that knows that things can always get better, and sometimes we just need a new perspective to see how blessed we truly are in our lives. So I thought that was a pretty powerful message. It also says that this is a good time to study and to do research and to do things that feel worthwhile to the pursuits of your passion this month. Sometimes studying or researching can seem like a drag, but the truth is that this is a way to bring yourself freedom, because it opens up new ways for you, new opportunities, new perspectives, which in turn can even bring in more cash, abundance, money, or connections, other forms of freedom. And let's see. If you are having a hard time searching for meaning, it's something that also seems to come up right now, especially with the eclipse portion. The searching for meaning and the great cosmic quest is powerful vibe that's flowing through many of us this month. I know that a lot of people I'm working with are also looking for kind of that bigger purpose here. And it says, if you are searching for some life meaning, how are you actually doing with that? The Sagittarius is the keeper of life philosophies, and the new moon in this sign is a good time to check in that you're not being too narrow-minded and to see things from multiple perspectives. And I've had a couple of different lessons in that this week. It also says that a way to heal is laughter, and I have to say that that's also something that has been keeping me grounded or focused on the good that is still with us through this chaos. Having fun and taking risks are both under the remit of the new moon in Sagittarius. If life has become a tad too just rough, or stagnant. It's okay to ask yourself if you're doing enough of either, of laughing or allowing yourself to take risks. It says they're not suggesting that you do a high wire walk or anything like that, but maybe instead use the power of this new moon in Sagittarius to reintroduce some kind of spin of the wheel of fortune into your life. Excess isn't only extra possible now, but it's positively encouraged. And on the other side of things, know that Sagittarius touches on different sorts of issues that maybe need closure towards the end of the year. And the biggest message it has at the end here is to be grateful. Be grateful and know that you're blessed, because Sagittarius is a sign that can bring us great perspective of our realities. And if you've been moaning or focusing on the negative, then it's important to use this time to turn that around. And it says that one of their great teachers would say, the secret to life is to know that you're blessed and to live your life within that knowing. And I really felt like I needed that message when I read that earlier. So I wanted to share that all with you, and that is from Moonology. It's a book that you could check out if you're interested in that kind of thing. I wanted to make sure I gave them some credit. And yeah, I hope that that message helped some other people too. I know there's a lot of feels everywhere. But to just remember that you're blessed and that this too will pass. Whatever it is you're going through, if anything. And if you're doing great out there, remember that a smile can go a long way. And when you are feeling good, it's a powerful thing to help spread that, because on the days that you're not feeling good, those smiles come back to you in one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Very well said. So what we'll do here now is we'll just play some music and then do a general reading at the end.
Sounds good to me. I hope you guys get comfy and enjoy.
here with a little more upbeat song, so just kind of wrap up your experience. We have just another minute or two here left.
Maybe take some time to visualize how you would like to end out this year. Any intentions you want to call in and bring forth for the new year. Really breathe that into your body. Remember a few things you're grateful for as you just raise your vibe and become more aware of the world around you. And while you come back, I'm going to get the cards ready for our little collective reading here. If anyone needs to get a personal reading and wants to make a donation, you can. We're just going to send out some love and good vibes wherever we can. Getting some cards together as you all join us. Let us know in the chat how your meditation was for you.
I'm gonna ring some Christmas bells to bring you all out with some Christmas cheer. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Alright, I almost got the cards ready here. So I'm going to do two general readings tonight. One is from my normal Psychic Tarot because I love using it, and then I also have my Secret Language of Light deck that'll give us another quick little meditation and reflection for this evening, the rest of this year, and I am just looking forward to giving you guys some reflection, some guidance from the cards here. If any of you have specific questions or anything, you can pop them into the chat, let us know through donation or anything like that. But, let's see. Alright, so in the Psychic Tarot, I pulled more than 3 cards. Sometimes I will just follow Spirit's guidance and grab the amount of cards that feels like it needs to come out. So the first card that came is the Temptation card. This card is a card that is coming up as a reminder that right now, through the chaos that is around us, it is easy to get tempted to fall into old habits. Thanks, Sila. It's easy to fall into old habits, and it's easy to feel tempted by the negativity and the darkness and just the flustering amount of energy around us. And there is a darker shadow-like energy almost engulfing this being, and in it he's pushing away a key, which is to a locked door or a locked chapter. A lot of people may be feeling tested right now. They may be feeling like the universe is making things happen to really test your boundaries, to test your patience, to test your dedication to things you love. And rather than feeling tempted to fall into bad habits or bad responses or even expectations of what we want to happen, it's really important to instead really try to find grounding. Because if we fall into that temptation, the card that came with the temptation is disruption. So when we allow the temptation to disrupt our reality, we start feeling pulled in all these different directions. And I'm sharing this message as somebody who is also feeling this, even as someone who knows that spirit has got things under control and that there's tests that come. We all have these times of disruption and really just frustration that come around us. And so many people are struggling with energy and basically emotional attacks on the heart and on their self-expression and their freedom, which we talked a lot about at the beginning of the ceremony tonight with the Sagittarius energy. Our freedom to express ourselves, to be ourselves, to show up as ourselves, to explore ourselves and the world around us is being tested right now, and it's causing a major disruption in many of our worlds. So instead of being tempted to really fall back into any sort of bad habits, Spirit says to instead try to be patient. It gave us the patience and planning card. And this card actually came kind of sideways because it flew out of my deck. And to me, what that's saying is that it could go either way. Some people read reversals in tarot and some people don't. And I'm somebody who just goes with intuitive messages and kind of feels through what it means when a card falls out in that way. And it means that depending on how patient you are and how you are willing to plan your next move is how the world is going to respond to you, how spirit's going to respond to you. Because the more patient you can be with the expectation of what it is you're asking for, the better the outcome typically is. And it's also just saying to kind of allow yourself to be in a planning state rather than feeling a need to rush everything so quickly. So really allow yourself to breathe through that and be patient as you work through this next step. That being said, it's kind of funny because the next two cards kind of fell out together. And that is the solar plexus chakra and the accelerated motion chakra. Card. So these two together are an interesting message because we were just told to be patient and to plan our next move. But what these say together is by being patient and rather than rushing the expectation, you're actually then allowing spirit to give you an accelerated motion. So instead of focusing on the outcome you want, it's saying to work through the solar plexus energy. And solar plexus energy is a feeling of guilt or shame or just feeling wrong about feeling a certain way. How many of you out there are feeling feelings and you're feeling wrong for feeling those feelings? How ridiculous is that? And so many of us are dealing with it in so many different formats. Like we just talked about how the heart and the throat space, the self-expression space are being blocked. So if they're being blocked, that's feeding down and then it's blocking the energy from your solar plexus right under your heart. And you got to find a way to really pull that love down through there. Sometimes it's communicating with our family members. Sometimes it's working on our own self-worth and giving ourselves self-love and kind of detaching ourselves from the expectations of others. Because we have to remember that everybody sees us a different way. And as much as we want people to see us a certain way, it's probably not always going to happen. Whether that is in an intimate relationship, whether that's in a friendship, whether that's in somebody that you respect or you want to just to have the same decency back to you. Not everybody feels the same way towards the situation, and that's okay. And it's something that we're all learning, and it's a frustrating lesson that even I'm learning. And it's funny to me, it's not funny, but it's interesting to me how many people are feeling the feels through different chapters of their life, because I'm feeling it on one level and then I have people reaching out that are feeling it from different areas, whether they're bickering with a family member or somebody that they really like, or something just it isn't going as planned right now. And it's saying if you can release that, you'll actually allow this accelerated motion to occur. And it's kind of interesting too, because the solar plexus is represented by this yellow energy orb, and in the accelerated motion card there's like a shooting star of that yellow orb flying through the sky. And I just think that that is such a powerful representation of when we allow our energy to finally flow through, it just like bursts through. And so many of us are just kind of waiting for that burst point where like a big frustrating pimple waiting to just explode, and then you feel so much better. You're like, oh, that was like, it's the worst week ever, and now I'm just so much better. That's a weird analogy, but it's what came to my brain, and I'm rolling with it. So the last two cards we have here are the Prosperity Begins and Destiny. So this is a good note to end out this kind of heavy energetic reading one, right? It's saying that if we can work through that, we allow our solar plexus to open up, we will likely get this burst of prosperity to help us really feel into this next chapter, which is something that we've been being led to, a destiny. And in the destiny card, it shows the character going through all these different emotions in kind of a circle, and it's like the finale or the finishing of learning something. We're all leveling up through this anxious time. And that's part of what Sagittarius is all about. And it's also a part of the eclipse energy that we're dealing with. So not only are we ending out one of the craziest years most of us have ever lived, we're dealing with a solar eclipse, we're dealing with being isolated and stuck away from our family and friends, and we're probably just stuck in our feelings and aren't sure how to shake them. And it's saying, open up that creative block. Find a way to, just scream into a pillow or do something to release and to stop focusing on it. Because once you're able to release, then maybe you can stop focusing on it so hard, and have patience with it, so that this burst of good vibes, prosperity, and destiny can show themselves. And destiny is, it can mean that it's just overcoming a control drama. Maybe this is something that has been coming up for you over and over, and it is just time to overcome that. It's time to break through that barrier, and it's okay to feel prosperous. I've had people that I've been working with and talking with that are having a hard time feeling happy right now because everything around them is chaotic, and I can be one of those people. Like, there's sometimes where I'm just like, I want to feel excited about what's happening in my world, but how can I when so much destruction is happening around me? And honestly, the world needs it. The world needs somebody somewhere to be happy. We can't all just be in this heavy, dark, frustrated energy. It doesn't serve anyone. So if you're feeling the burst of energy and you're in a high point, be that smile for somebody else, because they need it. The world needs it right now. And that's one way to feel prosperous, is with gratitude. Feel abundant in the amount of gratitude you can have if you have a home that you can go to, and food to eat, and water to drink, and people that do care, because there's so many people out there that don't have that right now. So many of us are feeling heavy.
I'm grateful.
Even the shiniest of us are feeling heavy and confused right now, so you're not alone. And the best advice that any of us, I feel like, could take right now is to just feel grateful for what good we do have. So that is my main general reading I got here.
Got a donation from Sarah.
We got a donation. So if you do want to donate, I will do some quick personal reads here. Mainly because I feel like when I do those personal reads too, they help other people. So maybe you'll need this message too. Is this Sarah M out there?
Yeah.
Cool. Last time we had two Sarahs and it got a little confusing, so I want to make sure. All right. Shuffling the cards. Let's see what else wants to come out. All right. Feels like you are getting 4. Drink some water here. All right, Sarah. And anyone else that needs this message. It says, if you are feeling, this just kind of confirms a lot of the energy vibe I was just feeling here. This discontent and boredom. How many of you are feeling kind of just bored and frustrated with your current situation? Because I feel like that's a lot of the energy vibe I just got. And what it's saying here to you, Miss Sarah, and anyone else, is that if you are feeling discontent and boredom, to try to find a way to circulate the energy through you. He's kind of looking away from a castle here, knowing that, like, the fairy tale that we want to be life right now isn't possible. So he's frustrated. But if you look at his feet, you can see the chakras here, or the rainbow here. And to me, that represents a few things. The rainbow is that there is a light at the end of this storm of discontentment, and that the best thing you can do right now is to focus on staying grounded and, again, working and energizing yourself through those different energy portals to try to activate yourself to that next level so that you can help other people too, just by being the best version of you. And with that card, you also got the emotional withdrawal, which shows that there is kind of a disconnect in the feelings. Maybe you're not feeling through the feelings, and that it's okay to feel kind of detached right now, and to work on yourself. I know that right now is really hard for so many people that are used to helping other people and being that rock. So when I say to like smile for others, I'm not necessarily saying you have to give your energy away from others when you don't actually have to smile, but do something to try to help yourself feel more alive and less withdrawn, because right now this energy seems detached, and he's like kind of looking at the water and confused, and there's a big green and blue vibration coming from it, which is a lot of heart chakra and throat chakra work again. So make sure you're working on those spaces. You've also got there's this little bit of a heavy energy here with the heartache and loss. So you're feeling discontent, you're feeling emotionally withdrawn, and you're dealing with a lot of heartache and loss. And again, this is the season of that. This is the season of reflection and feeling those that we love that have been distanced from us, or we aren't sure where they're at right now and what's going on in the world. And it's kind of natural to feel that loss, but I feel like there's a sense of deeper loss going on with you. And Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to feel through that pain and to acknowledge it right now, because it's going to be better than emotionally withdrawing yourself from it, because it's important to feel. Now you do end this on a light note. You have the Hope card. So through that heartache and loss, through that emotional withdrawal, and through that discontentment, Spirit wants you to have hope. And I feel like that in some ways seems cheesy, but also so exactly what is needed, because we have to continue to stay hopeful in this shift, this reality, this transition. I just keep seeing how many people are like, we're moving up into like 5D and like all this stuff, and I don't know how I personally feel about that exact terminology, but the collective consciousness is leveling up very, very intensely right now. And we're feeling other people's feelings more, I'm noticing too. So when you're feeling loss, people around you are feeling loss, you're feeling that deeper loss. And again, it goes back to like finding what you really can still be grateful for, find that hope in that, and try to share that light and that gratitude. And in this card too, in his hands, in the person's hands, there is a light. And there's like a little being in there that's showing that there's a spirit that wants you to feel comfort. And I just, in my mind, on repeat, there's like an angel singing in my mind, this little light of mine. And I know that's my song, but I feel like I'm supposed to just say that out loud so that all of you too can hear this little light of mine kind of hum in your mind, and remember that you're a light that needs to shine, and that's the hope that's out there in the world. And it just seems so needed. It seems so needed right now. All right, who else is out there? I hope that message helped you all.
We have a lot of friends in the chat. BP made it, and Alec made it.
Hi guys.
Sarah and Mooney and Mallory.
I love that you guys are able to show up and tune in and let us know that you're out there, and I'm glad we got the video working for everybody. So beautiful.
Yeah, technology.
Technology.
Grateful for technology and learning how to use it better.
Yeah. How many of you out there would enjoy joining us in Zoom calls in the future moon ceremonies? We're wondering, like, is that something you guys want to do? You want to interact and be a part of the ceremonies in the future rounds? I do want to shout out that in January, CeeLo, BP, and I have a amazing offering coming up. It is DEC. CeeLo is excited about it.
So excited! Divine expression and creativity. It's going to be an 8-week experience of grand awesomeness. If you're still looking for a present for someone or for yourself, give the gift of an experience with divine expression and creativity.
Yeah, if you're just ready to unlock your creative forces. Maybe you are someone who's feeling that kind of solar sacral blockage, and you are just excited to connect with your divinity. And maybe you don't think you're artistic at all, but you're just ready to expand yourself in a new way, then DEC could be a great opportunity for you. I'm really excited about it. I haven't got to share as much about it on my different social medias as I would like, because I have been promoting hardcore amazing jewelry that I'm so excited about as well. So if you guys need gifts, check out DEC, hit me up for jewelry. And yeah, I'm hoping you guys have a good holiday. If we don't have any other personal needs for reads, I'm going to end us out with a message from the Light Oracle, because I think this deck is so pretty and it has little meditations in it that I think are pretty powerful. So this is just another collective message that I think that we will enjoy. So the first card that I pulled is the Inward Revolution, which this card actually came up during one of the recent meditations, I believe. And it says, Inward Revolution. Remember that you are always moving forward, even if you feel like you are going backwards. Your path may seem to go up and down or inward and outward, and the spiral is a symbol of your soul's journey. Remember, it represents the clinical adventure into your heart center. You will continuously revisit aspects of your life to bring you deeper into understanding. You may be facing difficulties and challenges, and they can command a greater focus as they help to build a bigger and better version of your dreams and desires into this realm. Each cycle of life is important, as it is a stepping stone that expands you into the next, and your life will only feel authentic when you come into your own conclusions. As an inward revolution, it will open you up to the wisdom of your own soul, and it is a path that we must all take to truly know and love ourselves. From this place, we move onward, outward, and back into the world with empowerment and our soul's wisdom. Know that you are worthy of all that you desire, no matter where you are in your spiral. Taking walks and finding ways to celebrate conscious rituals for growth is important at this time. Dancing and spinning in spirals like the whirling dervishes. Have you guys heard of the whirling dervishes? They're these like religious characters that just spin and spin and spin, and that's how they release an energy, and it's kind of like their form of mantra. And I just remember being a kid that would just spin, and even in a computer chair for a long time, and it was just powerful. So
with that Mercury all flowing around.
All of it. So whirling dervishes, check them out. Be one for a minute. It also says paint spirals, draw spirals, make a spiral mosaic. Use whatever media. You can even just spiral with your finger. If you're feeling like you are in a spiral right now, I highly suggest creating. Unlock that creative expression and channel some spirals.
So we got another donation for reading from BP.
Sweet. I'm going to finish this one real quick.
This one,
the next card says, Soul Love. You are clear and made of pure love. Unconditional love. And nothing from your past will block your dreams. It's important to know that your future will be nothing like what it has been before, and we are going through a portal. And you are the center of your universe, looking outward through your experiences. I'll show you guys this card. When you look out into the balance you are seeing through love, you will experience many variations of love. Make love your purpose and find it wherever you can, and if you begin to introduce anything into your world that does not feel like love, shift your awareness, your energy, and your eyes until you return to love. Become so devoted to your purpose of love that no one can sway you from it, and because unconditional love is not about tolerating or diminishing yourself to make another feel good, but instead these are conditional actions that will make you feel less than or resentful if you allow that necessary need to diminish yourself for others. Instead, find unconditional love. Try to believe in something that brings more love into your world. If you are instead trying to believe something that is not your truth, it will feel awful because you are not in agreement with your true soul's purpose. Your job is to feel balance in every moment, and if you can't, go easy on yourself, because it's just a sign that you are yet to love something about yourself and are working through understanding love in a different way. It says that you can strengthen your joy by softening your thoughts towards yourself and others, and it suggests sitting in front of a mirror and looking into your own eyes and confronting yourself and just saying, I love you. Take note about how you feel, and remember that you're learning to love yourself. So just do that for a second. If you don't have a mirror, grab your phone, turn your camera on, reflect it, see your image, and say, I love you. Because that's how you're going to learn to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you won't truly believe it if somebody else does, because it's a powerful thing to understand what it means to love yourself. And it's okay to spend time focusing on yourself and your self-care right now. And then the last card for this one, and then I'll pull a couple cards for BP, anyone else that may want to make a donation. This says visualize. Visualize. And this is a really cool card. Let's see if I can show you guys this really awesome card. It says, if you can dream it, you can create it. Remember that your imagination is magical, and it's a superpower that develops the content, look, and feel of your life. And that also means if you're imagining bad things, that can be powerful too. So be mindful of your thoughts. I'm saying this out loud to remind myself. But use your instinct and your inner vision to maintain or transform anything in your life. Visualization helps us to create a dream life without the perceived boundaries of the manifested world. To take your dreams out into the world, recall your vision of them, and allow yourself to meditate. There's different forms of meditation. You don't have to sit still. Maybe make art. Maybe twirl around like a whirling dervish. Just meditate. And let the dream become a feeling that leads you to a knowing that is so deeply ingrained that it has to become an automatic response into your reality. Through this repetition, this response gains momentum towards the tipping point, which brings a vision into manifestation. Now that you are aware of this universal law, you may relax and enjoy the journey into your desires. I know that doesn't always happen as easily as that sounds. So, try to allow yourself to expand with that universal law, because when we're in it, it's so powerful. It works so well. But it's so easy for us to be like, okay, she's saying things that I know and that I've heard, and it doesn't seem that easy. And when someone tells us that the release part is the biggest part of the manifestation, sometimes we need a few people to remind us that, even ourselves. So if you're having a hard time feeling that universal law of desires coming outward, know that it takes a little bit of patience, as our earlier collective reading reminded us too. So when a desire manifests in your physical life, then a new desire will also be born. So sometimes Spirit wants us to wait on things. That's okay. It says, remember that you're creative, and everything you dream and think about and experience was all created by you in some form. A suggested practice is to blow bubbles and imagine each bubble is a desire or a dream, and as it pops, it's giving it an opportunity to reappear in your reality. That's kind of fun. It also says revisit photos and allow yourself to remember what you were feeling in that moment, and allow yourself to visualize future photos to create new opportunities and feelings within yourself. So kind of cool cards there. I'm excited about them. We needed some uplifting messages because, like I said, it's been a heavy month. I'm going to grab my other deck here for BP. Thank you for your donation. Grab my cards, shuffle them up. Got them all different places right now. Alright. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I know that it's a crazy time for everybody, and I'm just grateful you could tune in.
Oracle the Gathering. You ever heard of Magic the Gathering?
Kind of. It's a game.
Yeah.
I think I just saw Tammy pop into the chat, and it's pretty funny. She had made a post about giving a dog a sweater that brought me great giggles. Could you imagine just letting your dog outside for a while and then it came back with a sweater and you'd just be like, what? It's pretty
I think
funny.
that would be awesome.
Pretty funny. Alright, let's see what cards I have for BP. Alright, you got some major arcanas, and you got 4 cards today too. This must be a more than 3 card pool kind of day. So, interesting enough, you got the disruption card from our collective reading, which if you missed that message, anybody, it is a reminder that right now we may be feeling pulled in all different directions, and it is important to try to pull ourselves back together. Make sure you're speaking things from your heart and speaking things from your truth, and allowing your throat and heart chakras to expand, because it's going to help unlock the solar plexus, which I think is interesting. I didn't mention this in the first reading, But we talked about the solar plexus and one of the other cards, and there's this yellow energy around these different breaking points. So lots of solar plexus vibes out there happening. And the disruption can easily happen in that solar sacral area because of feelings of guilt and shame that often others push upon us. So if you're feeling like others are putting expectations on you that are making you feel guilty for kind of stepping away or giving yourself time, it's okay. Allow yourself to have the self-care and to release any sort of guilt or shame. Because your next card is the authority card, and it's important for you to remember that you are the authority of your life and that you have to make those decisions. And by taking the authority back, you will gain your power. You allow your energy to channel through that throat space and that heart space. And your solar plexus energy now becomes a halo instead of a disruption, and allows you to really channel what needs to happen through that third eye chakra. So that's a powerful message there, that if you are dealing with that solar plexus energy and guilt and shame or frustration is kind of weighing on you about a situation, it's powerful to take your authority back. It's powerful to take your power back. It's important to take your power back. I mean, like, the other one you got, so you got another major arcana, is the intuition card. And this is kind of like the reflection and high priestess of this deck. And it's saying that you know what you need to do. And it's so funny, BP, because Miss Astrologer over here has this like card of looking to the stars for guidance. So I think that's just a confirmation that you're on the right path and that you know a little bit about what's coming. So it's trying to give you the warning to take that power and that authority back. But it's also a door opening, and that following your intuition is super powerful. And you may feel like you have your head in the clouds right now, or that something that you want is not as easily attainable, but you can totally unlock this new level. It's like your higher self is knocking at the door and saying to unlock that. So definitely step into your power more, and remember that you are a high priestess of your own right, and that you have the ability to access the power of the stars and the universe to truly bring you what you want. It's also, so you got another card from one of the earlier readings, which is the Discontent and Boredom card. So there's this kind of running energy of all of us where we're just like frustrated and dealing with a lot, and it's important to allow yourself to expand past that. So if you're feeling kind of discontent or bored with your current position in life, follow your intuition. What's going to bring you the most joy? Release the idea of feeling guilty or shameful that it might frustrate somebody else, and allow yourself to expand. So I think that's pretty powerful.
Donated.
Donations. Thanks, guys. I'm going to find my cards. I'll shuffle them here in a second. I need another drink. Thanks for the donations. Better check, we might have had a couple more. Let's see here. Who else is out there? That's so funny. Tammy's out there. Alright. Just making sure. Boop, boop. I'm excited. And I'm shuffling. What is the message for Tammy? All right, friend. So, right now it seems like there is something in your reality that you two are wanting to unlock. The first card I have for you is the mental conflict card. And this card represents when something in our mind is stopping us from getting something that we really want. It's almost like we know we want it, we know we deserve it, but at the same time, there's a block there, or a boundary, or a fear of losing something. And it's time to expand. This card has a red kind of thing, that like section of his mind, that pops out, that is really sticking out to me, that it's important for you to stay grounded in what you really want, and so you can manifest that into your reality. And it's also saying that it's okay to expand and it's okay to uproot yourself, because in his mind here, this is what I was trying to point out, is these roots. And that's saying that sometimes we feel like we're a tree and we have to grow where we're planted, but it's okay to uproot ourselves, because we're actually humans, and humans are meant to explore and to have new opportunities and to release the blocks that are holding us back. So release the mental conflict and allow yourself to expand. Now, maybe you're feeling a little exhausted, and that's okay. It's saying to give yourself time to rest. So instead of focusing on this conflict too heavily, instead allow yourself to rest, and that will help lift the pain, the frustration, and the confusion of the mental conflict that may be weighing you down. And it's saying get out in the woods. Allow yourself to feel the fresh air. Allow yourself to expand, because being in that nature is going to be helpful in healing your heart and giving yourself the opportunity to feel nature really helping you move through this time. As you give yourself that rest and rejuvenation, it is allowing you to make movement forward. It's the movement, choices, and decisions card, but I'm feeling this sense that you've already made some decisions. You may have to make some big choices in the near future, but allowing yourself to rest is going to give you the opportunity to make more movement, or to see the opportunities in a different light, because you have these different doors in front of you that you can kind of walk through. This card typically represents the Akashic Records to me, because often when I visit the Akashic Records, there's this hallway of doors, and we have the opportunity to open and walk through any of the doors and to allow ourselves to channel in that experience. So it's saying while you rest and rejuvenate in the woods, release the same thing, the mental conflict that you may be kind of stuck in, and expand. As far as when the mental conflict is going to ease up, it's saying that you have a little bit of a waiting game, but this card came kind of reversed or sideways when I was shuffling, and to me that says that it's leveling itself out. It's bringing what you need closer to you, and the less that you stop feeding into the mental conflict, the easier it is to bring these different frequencies to you. Kind of like when you throw a rock into a pond, there's all these ripples. So if you are looking for an answer and you just keep thinking about it, you're going to keep rippling it. And if you're wanting more peace into your life, you want to allow that thought to be still, so that all of the energy can come back to you and show you the next move. I hope that helps.
Alec.
All right, you guys are awesome pulling through with the donations. This is super helpful. We're really hoping to take Bring Me to Life to even the next level. You got a jumper flying right out here. The donations are going to help us expand the network next year. So again, we're hoping to do some of these and maybe Zoom with you next year if that's something you're interested in.
Zoom,
All
zoom,
right.
zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, friend. Let's see here. You have the first card that flew out is a powerful card. It says Triumphant Success. And this is a card I like to see after all this heavy energy, because it's showing that you are doing something that you are supposed to be doing. And maybe that's stepping away for a minute. Maybe that is focusing on you. Maybe that is just releasing what no longer serves you, standing up for yourself. Whatever it is, it's saying triumphant success. Spirit is proud of you. You're facing your shadow and you're moving through it. And it may feel like a double-edged sword, but you're going to power through. It also has this representation of kind of being buried alive. So if you're feeling buried alive at this time, allow yourself to really expand and try to push through that, because you were meant to succeed. And it's also a number 1, which shows that it's the first kind of entryway into the next chapter for yourself, the next leveling up. I just saw someone on the YouTube say hi, so hello, good evening out there. Most of our chatters are at bringmetolife.com/moon, so if you want some friends, go hop over there. And let's see, the next card for you, Alec, is the Suffering in Silence card. So though you're dealing with a triumphant success that's coming your way, you may be dealing with this energy of feeling like you're suffering in silence, or maybe there is this frustration of some sort that is kind of weighing a little bit on you. And this card comes when it's hard for us to express how we really feel to somebody a lot, if it's somebody that's really important to us. So allow yourself to feel the feels, and it's okay if it's something that you want to navigate on your own. But it is important to give yourself time and space. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough space to process the feelings, but we also don't need to be suffering alone. So if you need to vent to somebody else, feel free to reach out and help me, or help yourself figure out how to release that silence and expand on the feelings you're dealing with. That being said, you have the Sacral Chakra card, which is the creative card, the confidence card, and the energy to allow yourself to expand. The Sacral Chakra is also releasing any sort of guilt or shame energy, so really embrace opening that sacral. I think that this is a powerful card for you specifically, Alec, and anybody who's feeling drawn to this reading, because this is a card that I think so many of us need a reminder of. Our sacral can so easily get blocked when we're not allowing ourselves to be creative, when we're not allowing ourselves to expand and to be confident and to feel into who we really are. So I know that you as an artist are starting to explore your creativity. Sorry, my lighting keeps bouncing back and forth. It's the computer is my light right now, and Celia's answering messages. So
I'm trying my best.
Just puts the glare on the card. Anyway, so the sacral is a reminder to embrace your confidence, embrace your creativity, remember who you are, and allow yourself to really feel into that. We talked a lot about the solar plexus. We talked a lot about the root chakra and the heart chakra and the throat chakra, so the sacral needed to make its appearance as well. And I don't know what it is you're doing out there, girlfriend, but I'm proud of you because you also have another card that says victory and success. So if you've been looking for some sort of good sign, you've got the Triumphant Success and the victory and success card. So this is a powerful duo that I'm happy to see. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it, keep moving forward, keep giving yourself time to reflect, keep giving yourself a little pat on the back, because instead of waving the white flag of failure or kind of allowing yourself to give up, instead it's got the red flag of being grounded and claiming the victory, and also again moving from the shadow and the heavy energy to the light. And in this card you may have felt buried alive, but in this one he's ready to be on the edge. He's ready to live on the edge and to play music and to be creative and to be expressive. And I think that that is a beautiful and powerful message, and something that I think many of us hopefully needed to hear. It gives a lot of us hope to kind of get out of that shadow vibe and to embrace our creative confidence. So, all right. I think we did readings for most of the people that are in the chat. I will pull one more light reading. Or actually, no, let's do one from the Sacred Rebels. We got a message from the light, the Secrets of Light. Let's check out what the Sacred Rebels have for us, and we'll end the evening with that. Let's see here. Let's see. Sacred Rebels, what messages do you have for us this evening? I just want to make sure that wasn't any other donation coming through. I want to make sure everyone feels included here. Alright, Sacred Rebels. The Sacred Rebels give us the card of the Heaven Sent. It's the number 33. Someone was just talking about angel numbers in the chat. Heaven Sent. Let's see what this message is for us here. Find it in the book. Bum, bum, bum. Heaven Sent message is, just as we receive gifts in the physical world, though through thoughtfulness of others to acknowledge how much we mean to them, we also receive gifts on other levels, including the spiritual level. Which is kind of cool. We're getting gifts from all angles. It's the holiday season. It's the time of giving. This is a spiritual gift, and it is something that happens through grace. Remember that we can ask for help, and it may be given in a response to that request. All requests for help are answered in some way. A spiritual gift can also be given without us asking for anything at all, and sometimes we ask and it's not even conscious. Sometimes it's in our hearts that we cry out for help and ask the spirits to be with us. And while we are busy getting on with our to-do list, we don't often stop to think about what our hearts might actually need. If we do, then sometimes we need to really take some time to stop and think about what the immediate solution is, because it may not be obvious. Sometimes we just get on with life and we let the issue go, and that may be a more painful option. So it's saying instead to see how it may be resolved. There is a loving benevolence in life that knows exactly what we need and how it can best come to us, even when we are not quite so clear on that ourselves. This force actively seeks to assist us in walking our path. That loving sweetness is being offered to us all now, or it soon will be, in the form of some sort of spiritual gift. Your spiritual gifts may be symbolic, and it may be something that seems ordinary but holds a lot of meaning to you, and it may be an object that catches your eye or mesmerizes you, and you may think you are appreciating how lovely it looks, but in its underlying energy, it's helping you. It's helping you expand. It's something in its appearance or its energy, its color, or its shape that speaks to you and is perhaps answering an unspoken prayer. And it's not necessarily the object that is the gift, but the feeling, that it is not just the wrapping, but the actual gift is subtle, yet effective and powerful. It is like a spiritual booster shot that helps you move forward in life with an additional zing, an extra strength, and a greater peace. With this heaven-sent message, it says you will be empowered to accomplish tasks that you may have nearly but not quite been able to manage on your own through this chaotic experience in the bestowal of this new spiritual gift. Just by hearing this message, the spiritual gift may or may not be recognizable to you, but it is the love that is being shared with you, and it may be very obvious, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a new friendship, a new experience, a new community. But something is being heaven sent to you now. And it's an energy that is allowing you to perceive things differently, all of a sudden, and perhaps solve a new problem that has been plaguing you. Take a moment and breathe. Allow this gift to really come into your body. And allow Spirit to speak to you when it's needed in a form that will best serve the love within you. What a powerful card. It says the Oracle also brings you this message. Let yourself be helped. That's okay to ask for help and until let yourself be helped, because assistance is coming your way, and allow it to come by saying, yes, I accept. If you're feeling drawn to this message, allow the expansion of collaborative dreaming in this space to expand, which is pretty powerful because we happen to be in a community space where we can embrace that collective, collaborative dream and trust it. It says trust in the things that you feel and say to others but without knowing why, because it may move them. You might not understand, but it's okay to trust in yourself and allow yourself to not overthink and not to censor yourself. Because just by being here, you become a vessel through which the spiritual gifts can be passed on to others and a message is needing to be heard. So don't block yourself and just try to show up and let life happen through you. Because only benefit can come from that. It says something you can say is, if you want to say this, you can say it with me. It says, through unconditional love, I now accept the spiritual gifts that are bestowed upon me, and with complete trust and gratitude, so mote it be. Wow. I was not expecting that powerful message at the end of this reading. So I have a new sense of energy kind of flowing through me. I came into this with a little bit of pain and a frustrated week, but I knew that it was important to show up here with all of you and to spread some sort of light, and I wanted to be able to end this year connecting with all of you. We will have a couple more podcasts for you guys. You can check us out at bringmetoLife.com/podcasts on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's tons of older episodes out there. We just did one with our friend BP that was awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot lighter through all of this, and I hope you guys are too. I hope you're feeling that heaven-sent gift, that extra light, and a whole lot of love just coming your way. CeeLo, you have anything else you want to say? You want to hop in here for a minute?
Happy New Moon, and if you don't hear from me, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. I hope that you Have a great rest of 2020.
You guys have a good night. Stay awake.
Shining always.
Bye.